to Was It Something I Said? The panel show all about quotations that takes on the daunting task of analysing anything ever said by anyone ever. For instance, Tony Blair once said, "My soul is and always will be that of a rebel." That's debatable. Tony Blair's got a soul? On Micky Flanagan's team tonight is actor, author and man whose dealings with the Inland Revenue are above reproach, Charlie Higson. And with Richard Ayoade is comedian and writer, Jimmy Carr. And here to read our quotations is an actor who once said of his first day at school, "I'd never had a fight before, but I remember laying him out flat and I never had any more trouble." That's certainly one way to deal with a maths teacher. Please welcome star of Homeland, David Harewood. So, our first round is called Threesomes. All our panellists have to do is match a series of quotes to one of three celebrities. You can also play along at home by following @SomethingISaid on Twitter to unlock extra clips. The theme of this week's Threesomes is ego. Can we have the first quotation, please, David?
I can go into restaurants and a whole table will get up and clap if they recognise me.
In a minute, I'll give you three people to choose from, but any initial thoughts about that?
I think surely this is some sort of sporting side. The only time I've ever seen this is when footballers walk into a restaurant and they've just won a thing and everyone goes crazy and nuts, and I could imagine that happening to a game.
Yeah.
It's called a match, isn't it?
No, I call it a game.
A game. I mean, football is a game. I'm not going to disagree with you
I call it a game of kicks.
You call soccer ball a game of kicks?
Yes, a game of kicks.
Well, you're not a real fan.
How dare you?
But if one of those men, if one of the kicking men,
kicks.
if a grown man who wears shorts for a living and does kicks walked into a restaurant, you'd get up and clap him, wouldn't you?
I doubt I'd recognise a man who played the game of kicks for a job. Also, we're dismissing the possibility that this is a slow hand clap of derision.
Yeah.
Just that really...
Yeah.
So it could be someone very obese. And it's a slow hand clap waiting for them to get to the table.
I think you're more likely to do a trombone noise.
I wonder if anyone really obese has ever walked into an all-you-can-eat buffet and the geezer's gone, "No, you're having a laugh."
I think the crucial difference between this country and America is we've got eat as much as you like, they've got eat all you can.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a sense of challenge in that, isn't there?
In some restaurants in America, they actually give you a free meal to take home, which is extraordinary.
I think that's a takeaway, man.
They bring you.
I'm going to narrow down your options. Who said, I can go into restaurants and a whole table will get up and clap if they recognise me? Was it media mogul Rupert Murdoch, singer Lady Gaga, or Ugandan dictator Idi Amin?
I mean, Idi Amin, if he was in Uganda, I feel there would be a sense of, we'd better get up and clap. You know what he's like. He's all beheady when he gets cross.
Yeah.
Rumours of cannibalism as well. You know, you don't want to end up on the menu, do you?
Was he a cannibal? Did he really eat someone? Is that a real thing?
There were rumours. His family did try to sue the makers of the King of Scotland for implying that he was a cannibal.
Did they think that would worsen his reputation?
Yeah.
I think it's...
I've got to say, legally, he's on shaky ground in terms of libel generally being about your reputation.
Also, he's dead, and you can't libel the dead. So... You can say what you like about the dead. You know, Hitler was gay. He can't sue.
Can't you just leave Hitler alone? Hasn't he had enough flack? He had one bad 7 to 8 year patch. And everyone's on him.
I'm going to give you a clue.
OK.
I can tell you the person that said this also said they'd like to be remembered as being a catalyst for change in the world.
I don't think it can be Rupert Murdoch. Where on earth would he walk in where people were like, yeah...
Mordor.
It's got to be Gaga, hasn't it?
I don't know, people would recognise her in a weird way. She's kind of a bit of a blank canvas.
I think I saw her on the tube once. I think I saw her on the tube. I saw someone really dressed down, no makeup, in a hoodie on the tube.
This is a hell of an anecdote.
And I think it was her. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really...
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't build.
You should have lied, Jim, in the second half of that story. And just said, oh, I saw her on the train and she had a shit in the corner of the chair. Did she have an oyster card?
Was she reading Metro?
She was not reading
This
Metro.
story doesn't stand up, Jim.
Do you think Lady Gaga would definitely read
I
Metro?
think you're just trying to get attention. Say, I saw Lady Gaga. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Oh, sorry. It's not.
So do you think Lady Gaga, Charlie and Micky?
I'm thinking more.
Because
If he comes in and he's in charge of Uganda,
Yeah, but he's saying if they recognise me.
who wouldn't recognise him?
Yeah, but that's why I say he wouldn't say if they recognise me. He would just say when I go in restaurants, people clap.
All right, so we're saying Lady Gaga.
That's your
Lady
team's
Gaga.
answer, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Richard and Jimmy.
I think that's got Iddy written all over it. I think it's him. You think?
I think Lady Gaga. It sounds like the kind of thing that she would say.
You have to decide as a
Okay,
team.
fine. Yes.
You're saying Gaga.
But I feel like we could fall out if I got this wrong.
The thing is, I've said it, so I can always go, yeah, Jimmy, why? At the end, and then I can gloat. So let's go for LG.
OK. We'll go with LG.
It's win-win. If you're right, you get the point. If
Yeah.
Rich is right, he gets to gloat.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's like my marriage.
Everyone is saying that it's Lady Gaga. Well, the answer is Rupert Murdoch. Oh! So you're all wrong.
Gloat.
No.
Okay.
I thought it was Lady Gaga. I did.
Why would you say that after you've been told, you crazy fool?
David, how did you get the part of a CIA bigwig?
Do you know, I auditioned for the part in my bedroom. In my bedroom. I recorded myself on my phone and I uploaded it online and they said, yes, you're the man to play the head of the CIA.
Why are you doing an English voice now? Can you do your Homeland voice, please?
He's a completely fictitious and made-up character. I can't really make him up.
David, what if I sort of start you off? Because I can do all accents.
Go on, then.
Oh, so David, how you doing today?
What did I say? Give me a line. Give me a line. Someone give me a line.
Send them all to Guantanamo
Okay.
Bay and then drown them a bit.
OK, here we go. Send them all to Guantanamo Bay and then drown them a bit.
David, can I ask you a question? Did you know whether he was going to blow himself up at the end or not? Were you...
Oh, I haven't seen it.
David, can we have our next quotation on the
Yes.
subject of ego, please?
I myself consider myself the most powerful figure in the world.
Once again, it's one of Rupert Murdoch, Lady Gaga or Idi Amin.
The way it's phrased, it sounds like a Lionel Bart sort of Oliver the Musical. I myself consider myself figure in the world. It sounds
He's
kind
the
of...
Artful Dodger when he discovered cocaine, wasn't he? He got all self-centred. I consider myself the most powerful figure in the world.
That's exactly the voice I had in my head. I said Lionel Bart. Finish that.
I bet that's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That's how every Cockney song starts. People at Kent love that. Look, it's like taking them. They'll all be up in their chairs in a minute demanding Jazz and Dave turn up. David, I want to ask you, because you're from Birmingham, did you never come out of character and sort of go, what do you fucking mean he's going to blow himself up?
I got rid of my Birmingham accent on my first day at drama school.
Why would you do a thing like that?
Well, you have to. Some people find it very difficult to get rid of their native accent.
Yeah, I know. When mine left me, I thought my identity was just lost.
How did you get rid
I
of
went
your
back
accent?
to the poor people and I said, talk to me. I need to talk. Talk to me again.
You're doing that.
He's a man of 1,000 voices.
So who do you think said this? Who's most like the Artful Dodger out of Rupert Murdoch, Lady Gaga and Idi Amin?
I'm leaning towards Idi Amin on this one.
I think it's got to be her because she's so deluded, isn't she? Lady Gaga.
Jimmy and Richard, have a guess.
What, you think we're not?
Gargoyle.
You think we're just playing with you? Actually, we know, but we're just trying to look like bumbling fucks. Yeah.
David, we're going to go for Rupert because...
Oh, you're changing.
Despite the other two, I can't see... I know he was quite big in Uganda, which is quite a good singer or whatever.
Songer, yeah.
But I think he would say something like that. He would genuinely consider himself to be that important.
I think Lady Gaga, she's culturally incredibly important and she knows it.
OK, those are your answers. Well, they're both wrong. The answer is Idi Amin.
How would he have sounded when he said that, Micky? If I close my eyes now, what would his voice have sounded like?
You sound the same with your eyes open. The eye thing.
Do you know what title Idi Amin liked to be known by?
Mister?
Not Mr, no.
Esquire.
Not Esquire.
Madam.
Governor.
No. He used to like to be known as His Excellency President for Life Field Marshal Al-Hajj Dr. Idi Amin Dada VC DSO MC Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the sea and conqueror of the British Empire in Africa in general and Uganda in particular. Lord of all the beasts of the earth and fishes of the sea. That's
nice.
That's quite a claim.
What about frogs?
Leaving the frogs out. He's leaving bird life out, except when they land. He's leaving out gas. He's leaving out gas. He's leaving out dolphins aren't included. He has no say over what they do.
Rock doesn't get a look in.
He's leaving out trees. All
Flora.
And other margarines. He's not.
What about penguins? Was he in charge of penguins?
A penguin is definitely a beast of the earth, I'd say.
Beasts are they? When was the last time you looked at a penguin and thought, fuck that fella? Look at you wobbling towards me! You beast! Get back! That bit of fish.
Amin invited himself to London 6 months after coming to power. Over coffee at Buckingham Palace, the Queen asked him, "Tell me, Mr. President, to what do we owe the unexpected honour of your visit?" Any idea what he replied?
So what, did he abseil in? What do you mean?
He just turned up.
You can't just turn up.
You can if you're president of Uganda.
Did he try and propose to her or something?
Did he proposition her?
No, he said, to explain his visit, "In Uganda, Your Majesty, it is very difficult to find a pair of size 14 shoes."
Did he think she was running Clark's?
I don't know. I suppose he was thinking, I'll pop in on my way to Clark's.
Do you think he was flirting? Because there's a thing with big feet and that being, you know, people thinking that you might have a
Why is
large...
this just being addressed to me? I have no idea.
He's sitting right next to me. Did he flirt with... Was he saying, I've got size 14?
I don't know.
Well, if I said to you...
I don't know, Jimmy. I wasn't there. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I'm going to try it now. If I said...
Why?
It's difficult to find...
I'm here to quiz about quotations, not to go through this psychodrama with you.
Is it...
You're so close to me. Weird. Why? Why? What are you hoping will come of this? Nothing's going to come of this, Jimmy. Can you see how far back I'm leaning? This is as far back as I can lean. I don't like this moment. I don't like anything about it. No, stop the moment. Why can't this stop? Can this not stop?
I think I should stop.
Yes.
So, at the end of our threesomes round, I can tell you that the teams are tied. Over the break, see if you can complete this quotation from Charlie Chaplin in 1914 when he was renegotiating his contract with Keystone Studios. All I need to make a comedy is what? Tweet your answer to @somethingIsaid, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Was It Something I Said? Before the break, we asked you to complete this quotation from Charlie Chaplin. All I need to make a comedy is... what? Any thoughts, panel?
His moustache, Charlie Chaplin's moustache, was Hitler's based on his?
Jimmy, I can't believe you're trying to mine Hitler for humour. I think I know this. A park, a policeman and a pretty girl, because it's alliterative. Also, that scenario now is cause for concern. It no longer applies in comedy.
Could we have the full quotation, please?
All I need to make a comedy is a park, a policeman, and a pretty girl.
Well done.
I would high-five with
Yes, the full quote was, all I need to make a comedy is...
Timing.
Yes, the full quote was, all I need to make a comedy...
Repetition.
You begin to make me look like a moron. Yes, the full quote was, all I need to make a comedy is a park, a policeman and a pretty girl. Also, all that's needed to end a promising career as a politician. David, you're known for very serious and intense roles. Have you ever wanted to be the clown?
That's how I started acting, just messing around at the back of a class at school.
How good is your voice? Why is my voice so nasal and weird? Your voice is amazing.
It's because I think it's the theatre. I love the theatre, so...
Yeah, I'll try and think of that.
But also, I've had lots of training. I have had training.
How dare you?
Where is your training? Did you train to be a comedian?
No, I didn't train.
Oh.
In anything. I literally have no skills.
No, I
have nothing.
I don't have any skills either. I have no skills that humans actually need.
I can paint and decorate.
You can paint and decorate. You're a plasterer.
No, you're a painter and decorator.
And painter. And what I can do is I can sit behind an inexplicably shiny desk and poorly read things. In a survival situation, these
really
skills are not needed.
I'm not even trusted to read things out.
No, exactly. They'll eat you before they'll eat me. Now, our next round is called Keywords. We give our panellists a few keywords and ask them to work out the whole quotation. So, for instance, if we gave you fight and beaches, you would, of course, have to work out a quotation from Churchill or from a lifeguard in Magaluf. OK, here's one from US President Abraham Lincoln, taken from one of the greatest speeches of American history. Every American school kid knows this quote, but do our panellists. As your first clue, David, can we have 2 keywords, please?
Score and 7.
That is a very famous quote. It's the Gettysburg Address. I can't necessarily get it word for word, but I think it was. I didn't do very well in my local pub's darts tournament. I only got a score of 7.
7 years. Isn't it something?
That may well be part of it, but I'm going to need more of it.
OK, 7 years ago, we started America. That's the gist of it. And it was based on the principle of all men are equal. That's the gist.
It is, you're in the right area. Can we have the 3rd keyword, please, David?
Equal.
I think Jimmy suspected equal.
Yeah, something
there.
about
All
men are created equal, which I don't think's... From what my girlfriend says, is not the case. Some of her ex-boyfriends have been terrific at stuff.
Well, I'm going to press you to a specific guess.
I'm going to have a bash, but it's
OK.
not going to be right.
Have a bash.
Is it 70 years ago and 7, our forefathers declared that all men shall be equal?
I'll take that and I'll raise it. 7 years ago, our forefathers...
That's what I said.
Founded...
This country on the principle of equality...
Principle that all men are equal.
Well, you've both... you've got... Can we have the full quotation, please?
In an American accent.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
How good that And I think both teams did very well. You got the 4-7 years and the all men are created equal. There wasn't so much new nation conceived in liberty coming forward, but, you know...
When that came up, I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know who he was. I just thought, who is the geezer? He looks like the lead singer of Mumford and Sons.
Those words are the opening line from Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, delivered on November 19th, 1863.
In Gettysburg?
Yes, and it is regarded as one of the greatest speeches in American history, along with ouch from George W. Bush when he fell off that platform. So, at the end of our keywords round, a quick look at the scores tells me that Richard's team is in the lead. So up next is a round called What Are They Talking About? You're going to hear a quote that's been taken completely out of context, an idea we got from the Daily Mail. All the panellists have to do is work out what the hell that person is talking about. Here's a quotation from actress Catherine Zeta-Jones. Can we hear it, please, David?
It happened once, and we thought there were paparazzi around, so we had to go into the bushes.
I think it's a classic piece of misdirection. You want us all to think it's something rude, and they were having oral sex to cure his throat cancer. But it's probably bird watching or something.
I'm very happy to go down the oral sex road. Sorry, that's not... I was...
I mean, you can imagine him, though. He'd probably get halfway down her and go, where am I going? What?
But if he's halfway down, isn't he in the right place?
Well, I start at the tits.
I'm just trying to think of the scale of it.
I don't suck my wife's head, if you put it that
This is not about oral sex. They were playing golf at the time.
So they were doing something unrespectful whilst playing golf?
That's up for you to guess.
I bet they were swimming naked in a lake or somewhere where...
We're playing golf. We've established that.
They wasn't playing golf.
They were playing golf.
Well, they weren't playing golf, then they are playing golf.
No, there was no time they weren't playing golf. They're playing golf.
All the time?
No, when...
They get up in the morning and then they go, where's the clubs? Come on.
They were playing golf...
At that time?
In the scenario she's describing.
So they were playing golf?
No, they weren't playing golf. They were playing golf.
Naked. They were playing golf naked.
Did a bird shit on them? Did they need to pee? Did they... I don't know.
These are plausible answers.
But they're not correct.
Well, let's see. David, can we have the full quotation?
We have a rule. If he duffs a ball and it doesn't go over the woman's tee, he has to expose himself, take his pants down. It happened once, and we thought there were paparazzi around, so we had to go into the bushes.
So hang on. So if he hits the ball, if he sort of messes up the shot, he's got to flash?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really incentivised the paparazzi to follow them round the whole 18 holes.
She's saying this as though it really is a rule, but this isn't a rule. You can play golf without doing this.
No, they have that rule.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
They find
they shouldn't.
golf insufficiently interesting without this additional rule.
Penalties.
Yeah. But what's not clear, of course, is what does she mean by pants?
Yes.
Does she mean trousers, so he just has to show his boxer shorts? You know, a little bit embarrassing, but, you know, not the end of the world. Or does he have to actually get his cock out? Does she make her elderly husband take his cock out in shame for being such a weak golfer? You see, as he ages over the years and his golf gets weaker and weaker, she shames him more and more. Show me your cock, you weak... You're terrible at golf. You can barely putt now, you loser.
But go in the bushes.
Out.
And do it in the bushes
Yeah.
in case someone photographs your sad old cock.
Yeah. Take it furtively out of your trousers and show it to me, old man.
Take it. This is fucking golf, you shit.
Do you think he necessarily just always gets his cock out, or do you think they played a cock and ball game?
What's the cock and ball game?
Well, you expose a little bit, and your opponent has to guess, is that cock or ball?
This is a game?
You've never played cock or ball. We'll play now. Right, I'll get out a bit, and you've got to tell me whether it's cock or ball.
OK, sure.
Is that...
That's a vagina.
We were closer.
You were closer, so
We
you
were.
do get the point. Well done.
I'm coming back.
So at the end of that round, the scores are tied. Over the break, see if you can complete this quotation from rock star Ozzy Osbourne. Something he said on the Osbournes TV show when talking about his regrets. Could have been worse. I could have... what? Tweet your answer to @somethingIsaid, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Was It Something I Said? Before the break, we asked you to complete this quotation from Ozzy Osbourne. Could have been worse. I could have... what? Any thoughts, panel?
Married Sharon. Oh, bollocks, I did! I mean, the most famous thing he did was bite the head off a bat. Could we think it could have...
Did he do that, really?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
did
he
do
did.
that.
He did.
But it was an
Where
accident.
do you source bats?
Well, someone
threw
threw a bat onto the stage, and he thought it was a plastic bat. He thought, oh, what an amusing thing, I'll bite the head off this bat, and crunched into it, and quickly realised, oh, they haven't cooked this. That's gone horribly.
Dead, though. It's a dead bat.
Well, it's
Well,
a
once
dead
the
bat
head
by the
was
time
bitten
he's
off.
finished.
No, before.
No.
Well, how did
I
they
must have
manage to
been
throw
dead.
it onto the stage? Why didn't the bat just fly off?
Maybe the bat had died that afternoon and the owner thought, how would he really like to see, you know?
Yeah.
Who better than to take him to a gig and hope that Ozzy bites his
Yeah,
nut off?
I've
you know,
actually-
but they just see a good friend. It's what he would have wanted. He was a bat.
It's not that. No. David, could we have the complete quote, please?
The correct quote is, could have been worse. I could have been Sting.
Ozzy has also said, out of everything I've lost, I miss my mind the most. The Was It Something I Said round, in which each team has to work out who said the following quotations. It'll either be from one of us on the show tonight or from our virtual guest, Piers Morgan. So, obviously, the stakes in the show have just shot up as everyone on the panel stares right down the barrel of the possibility that a quote of theirs is about to be judged the sort of thing Piers Morgan might say. So, first up is Micky's team. Who said the following? Was it Richard, Jimmy, David, me, or Piers Morgan?
I think I had my midlife crisis when I was 26. People are having them earlier. It's to do with life speeding up.
So, was it Richard, Jimmy, David, me, or Piers Morgan?
Well, I can't say I've ever seen Jimmy have a crisis.
Nah.
And I can't...
It
I
might
think
be David,
Richard's
although-
having a continual crisis.
Yeah. David was middle-aged when he was about 13. I'm erring quite heavily towards David, yes.
Yeah.
Which David?
That one,
Me.
Yeah.
the hairy one.
Is that...
That's the only way I can tell you apart.
Yeah. So is that your answer?
Yeah, we'll say you.
The hairy David. Well, no, it wasn't me. It was Jimmy Carr.
Oh.
So
You pansy.
was it good to get your midlife crisis with over?
Got it out of the way, you know.
Yeah.
Left my job and went and started doing stand-up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not a full midlife crisis, but, you know, a little
You
bit.
just wait when you get a proper midlife crisis.
What happens in the proper midlife crisis? What have I got
All
on the
hell
post?
breaks loose.
Can we have the next quotation, please, David?
I was a bailiff one summer. I did it for about 2 hours, and I just left. I couldn't stand it.
So, was it Richard, Jimmy, David, me, or Piers Morgan?
We can rule you out.
Can you?
You would never have been a bailiff.
I'm handy.
Rather pay up or we're taking the motor.
It's like I'm in the room.
Yeah.
So you're ruling me out?
We're ruling you
what
out.
about-
I'm going to rule Richard right out. Even though he is a fan of Hitler, I cannot see him as a bailiff.
To be a proper bailiff, I think you have to have a real clear line between what's right and wrong.
Do you?
That rules Jimmy out straight away.
Well, David's got the physical presence there to
Thank you very
intimidate.
much.
Not you.
And he can act, he could go up. What, babe? Didn't want to do this, but if I get my foot in that door...
Birmingham.
Oh. Sorry, love, we're going to have to take them out.
At the same time, it could be Piers Morgan. So it's a toss-up between David over there and Piers Morgan. We're going to say Piers Morgan.
You're going to say Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong. It's David.
Oh, we were so close.
What's the story there?
Well, when we were at drama school, we all basically had to take summer jobs just to kind of get through. And you kind of turned up at this place and they just allocated you a job. Sometimes it was cleaning and sometimes it was doing whatever. And this one day I was allocated this job as a bailiff and I kind of went to the first house and there was this little old lady and we had to go in and take her cabinet. And
Are you sure? Honestly, you're 100% sure you didn't get a job as a burglar?
she'd obviously paid for this cabinet on HP and she couldn't afford it and we had to take it. And I put it in the van and I just said, I'm sorry, I'm off. And I just got out and walked home.
Have you still got the cabinet, Dave? Give you a fair price for it, mate.
It's not what you think of people buying on hire purchase, is it? A cabinet.
It was a kind of very elaborate kind of thing. Yeah.
She's a poor old lady who's got into trouble because of her elaborate cabinet habit. Oh, I mustn't. It's such a beautiful cabinet. I put all my knickknacks in just that one cabinet. He said, I've got 9 other cabinets I still haven't paid for.
It was a nice cabinet. I mean, I would have had it.
Yeah. Well,
you did have it.
So, next up, it's Richard's team. Who said the following? Was it Micky, Charlie, David, me, or Piers Morgan?
I like waging feuds. They get me going and make me perform better. I don't start them, but I always finish them.
That's Piers Morgan, surely. Also, make me perform better. I mean, that's a twat. I hope it's not someone in this room.
We will categorically say that was said by a twat, and we think it's Piers Morgan, but if it's anyone here, we'll stand by the twat remark.
OK.
This is grade A twattish.
These are the words of a twat. OK. Well, the answer is... Piers Morgan. Can we have the next quote, please?
If I met my 16-year-old self now, I'd probably think he was a bit of a twat.
So, was it Micky, Charlie, David, me, or Piers Morgan?
I think it's David.
I think that might be in your biography. I think you might have said that in a kind of self-deprecating kind of I used to play a lot of board games.
And you think I would now disrespect a teenage player of board games
maybe not.
rather than envy him his glamorous lifestyle?
No, you were in a band, weren't you, Charlie?
I was, yes.
So you were in bands when you were 16?
No. I was a bit of a twat, though.
He's just said.
As watertight as that is, I do think it's David.
Well, hang on, what was Micky doing when he was 16? I imagine you had a couple of kids? A couple of different mums?
Yeah, just coming to the end of my drinking days.
Well, I think it's Charlie. You think it's David. Let's go Micky. It's a compromise position. Micky.
I'm happy with that.
Well, the answer is Charlie Higson.
Was that not a clue?
When he said he was a twat when he was 16, was that not a clue? Should we have not gone with that? He said it. He said it, and we both heard. And I said, well, we should go for him. And then you said...
You look so like Roger Federer. To me, all I'm thinking is, why am I playing tennis?
Feels like we've had a real breakdown in communications.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. And a quick look at the scores tells me this week's winners are Richard and Jimmy. Thanks thank you to Micky and Charlie, Richard and Jimmy, and to our guest narrator, David Harewood. And we leave you with a surprising revelation from Virginia Woolf. One has to secrete a jelly in which to slip quotations down people's throats, and one always secretes too much jelly. And I believe Virginia Woolf's excessively secreted jelly is now available at Waitrose. Good night.
Back for more Was It Something I Said on Sunday night at 10 o'clock. And next Friday night, Channel 4 unleashes a brand new comedy. Greg Davis is teetering on the edge. Meet our main man down at 9:30. Next tonight, the Pumpkins are coming out. Time to party. London Irish. Halloween.